Thank you, Bella. Appreciate it as always. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of the Soccer Specialist podcast. I apologize for not getting an episode out last week. We are actually into a league season for the first time since spring of 19. As you know, my girls are high school age, so we don't have a league season in the fall. So things have been a little bit hectic, but we are ready to go. I've just got a pretty short one here for you today. I know I say that'll probably end up being 20 minutes, but I just wanted to go a little bit over some tryout stuff. I know that's a popular topic in terms of preparing for tryouts. It's that time of year in most places. So I did want to go over that. Just some simple tips and things that you can do for you can use to prepare. Um, but off the top of my head, some of the things that stand out to me, there's a lot of mental stuff. You can listen to other podcast episodes for that because all that applies to anything, games, practices, tryouts. But I wanted to give you some specific tryout stuff, give you a little bit of a viewpoint from a coach who's been watching them for a long, long time, and also some things from the player perspective is what you can do. And look, lots of players are there, right? Everybody's nervous. You're all worried about making mistakes, making the team, whether it's your current team or a new team. And so a few of the little differences that I think you should focus on from a tryout to normal practices or what have you is things like hiding. Do not hide, okay? This is so important in tryouts. It is about standing out. It's about getting the coach's attention. And this doesn't mean doing anything crazy, but too many players, from what I've seen when it comes to the small-sided games and maybe some scrimmages, they tend to hang back on defense, even when they're not really typically a defensive player on their team, and they don't get involved too much. They get the ball, they get rid of it quickly. They may make just a simple pass because they're so afraid of making a mistake. But if you play like that, coaches or the trainers, whoever's doing the evaluations, they're not even really going to notice you. You need to catch their attention. If you hang back and you're not involved, how are they even going to evaluate you? They don't really see you on the ball. And it doesn't mean don't defend. Don't get me wrong about that at all. But it does mean get involved in the game. And look, speaking of defending, one of the biggest things, at least it's kind of a red flag for me, is if you do lose the ball, you need to put pressure on right away to win it back. Don't be one of those players who the ball gets taken from them and they kind of slump their shoulders and they watch it going the other way and just kind of hoping their teammates take care of things. When you lose the ball, go to get it back right away. That means a lot to coaches watching. Effort, effort, effort. I do not want to go right back to what I was just saying about winning the ball back. I don't want a talented kid who's lazy or quits when things get tough. And to me, when they lose the ball and the shoulders slump and they don't do anything to win it back, that's a sign that they're probably lazy or they're going to quit when things get tough, when they have to face obstacles. So, look, do all the little things, the movement off the ball, talking. I know that's a tough one, especially if you're out there with players you don't understand, but it's important. Let the coaches know you know how to control the game. You know how to communicate with your teammates. Going after the 50-50 balls. Don't shy away from them. And here's one of the big ones is challenge defenders with the dribble. I'm not saying try and dribble through the entire team, but when you get a chance to attack, you need to go at those defenders off the dribble, even if it's just to then create a pass. That gets noticed. Players who hang back and don't get involved, they do not get noticed, okay? Most tryouts involve some 1v1 or 2v2. Be aggressive, make moves. I'd rather see a player attempt a scissor that doesn't necessarily work out than a player dribble at a defender, do the predictable, push the ball to one side, and then try and beat the defender to it with speed without making any move at all. I'd rather see a simple, well done lunge fake with that drop of the shoulder like you're going one way and then you plant and go the other, which doesn't even involve anything complicated with the ball, right? The move itself doesn't even involve touching the ball. Everyone can do it if they practice it, okay? Good coaches, they're going to understand what they're seeing, even if it's not working out completely. And they're going to say, you know what? That player has a mentality that I like. I can work with that. I can build on that because that is a rare thing. You just don't see it enough. And look, understand something else is really important. Play to the very best of your ability. Very few coaches are going to know how to spot potential. I don't. I probably shouldn't say that because I make you even more nervous. But it's important to understand that. So Even if you don't make the team you want, it very well could have nothing to do with your ability as a player. It could simply be what the coach is looking for, that the coach doesn't understand what they're looking for, or maybe they're looking to fill a certain type of role you don't know. Maybe the best things you do, the coach wasn't even watching when you did it. And the sad truth is, most coaches are looking for the fast kid that seems to be able to dribble past everyone. And I say seems because a lot of times, especially at younger ages, that fast kid isn't really making a move to dribble by anyone. They're just flat out using their speed. And as they get a little older and they play tougher competition, that is not going to work out. So coaches are looking for easy. They're not necessarily looking for potential. Okay? But good coaches are, and you want to play for a good coach. You might not be the biggest or fastest, but there are other ways to stand out, as I've mentioned, being aggressive in those 1v1s, being aggressive in those 2v2s with the ball. And look, you don't go through the motions, right? Don't stand flat footed. Don't be a player standing with your hands on your hips. Take that one step to support the ball from a better angle if you need to, okay? Don't jog when you should run. Don't run when you should sprint. Things like that. You know all this stuff we've gone through before. Checking your shoulder. Knowing what you're going to do with the ball before you get it. Understanding when you don't have the ball. You're still a player, not a fan. But again, take players on. Challenge them. Even if you're passing the ball. If you have space, go at a defender. Then make that pass. Because look, as I kind of mentioned in my diatribe about the coaches there, your best plays may not even get seen. Okay, it's amazing to think that's possible, but it is. And we could talk about a million different little things, and then you just get overwhelmed and you think too much. The bottom line is stand out, don't hide. Control what you can control. Go out, play hard, take chances when you have them, have fun, play with a smile. You will get noticed when you do that. Everything else is out of your control. To that point, a couple of things. Preparation and routine are huge. Prepare, whether it's that week also doing some extra stuff on your own, but also in terms of, look, if you have a tryout on a Thursday night, Wednesday night, pack your bag, get everything you need together, right? Socks, water bottle, shin guards, all that stuff. So it's not something you think about before. Extra shirt if you need it, extra pair of cleats just in case yours blow out. Everything you think you might need, make a list and get everything you think you might need, get it in your bag. And so you're ready and you don't have to think about it as you're scrambling to make tryouts and being all stressed about, do you have what you need? You can't find this shirt that you want to wear, whatever. Another thing is a warm-up routine. Going back to controlling what you can control. You can get that. You get this. A lot of tryouts, right? There's a check-in. You show in early. What do you usually see? You see a lot of players around, groups of 2, 3, 4, lazily knocking the ball back and forth, talking about anything but soccer. You need to take this time to get yourself ready. Have a routine you're going to go through. Have yourself a dynamic warm up when you get there. Then you get out of the car and you check in or whatever and go through your dynamic warm up. Have some ball work, even if it's only 5 or 10 minutes to get you warmed up, that you do on your own. Take something from my 30-day program at thesoccerspecialist.com. Go to thesoccerspecialist.com/YouTube. Find one of the full workouts. Have that written down for yourself on a piece of paper when you go. And you may not do a full thing of 20 minutes or a half hour, but you might have, 10 different foot skill works, and maybe you're going to do, 30 seconds of each one, or, 40 touches of each one. At music playlist if you need it, if that helps. Maybe it's the same song over and over. Maybe it's a few songs that get you pumped up. And while you're going through this dynamic warm up on your own, while you're doing the ball skill work on your own, get your buds in your ears and listen to that and focus on what you're going to do. Focus on what's going to happen in the tryout. Get yourself prepared. Okay? And that's really it. It's not a lot of, I know everyone's looking for super tryout secrets. There's not a lot to it other than what I mentioned. Okay? Take a deep breath. Soccer, no matter where you play it, no matter who you're playing in front of. Remember that. It's really important to understand that. But the more you're prepared going in, the more confident you're going to be. The more you understand what you need to do in terms of standing out and not hiding, the more confident you're going to be, the better tryout you're going to have. Everyone who's going through that right now this time of year, I wish you the best of luck. I really think if you focus on these few things, it's going to make a big difference for you. That is it. I told you I would keep it short. If you do not have Dominate Game Day, go grab a copy off Amazon. You will very much be glad that you did. 30-day ball control program at thesoccerspecialist.com. I will leave it there for now. Once again, I appreciate everybody who listens to this program, and we will talk to you later.